Welcome to Questone. Hey, what's up YouTube? So in this video I'm going to show you something that I've done just recently. I came up with this a couple of days ago, so from whatever date this video was posted, it was a couple of days prior to this, because I kind of am interested to do this thing called what I'm calling 2-minute plus, because it seems like 1 to 2 minute videos are the thing, right? So I'm thinking if I can try to consolidate my videos down to a 2-minute introduction and maybe a little bit of information and stuff like that, and then I'm going to show the video. And then after that, I'll leave, kind of like the stuff of me talking about it, like, what inspired me and maybe how the tune came about and what I did and stuff like that. And I don't know if anybody's interested in that, but I'm going to just, I like talking about it. This song, Meme of the Week, isn't necessarily about Sixtos Rodriguez. It's kind of more about, his fire and kind of like I'm looking at what he was looking at in the day, and I'm kind of looking at like what's going on now. So I was checking that documentary out, and it just, his story and kind of like what he went through and what he stood for and stuff like that kind of inspired me for some reason. And I just, came up with this thing, and it wasn't directly associated about him, but it was kind of like, he was speaking his message, and he always, had something to say. And, and it was a hard look at stuff. This song that I'm doing is not really a hard look. The concept behind it is that, like, everybody's being programmed. I don't want to say programmed, but are discussing things is happening as much. It's kind of, you get these bullets of information with like a some text and a visual, and it just sets your opinion quickly, which to me I think is a little bit dangerous. And I was talking about this before about how, like, what the lyrics are kind of about is, it's kind of about that, and it's kind of about the lack of communication, and it's kind of about like, hey, recognize that you need to dig a little deeper with some stuff. I know memes might not be the best thing for that, but it's just like, setting somebody's opinion with just a little blip of information, to me, I think is, it's very powerful, but it's also kind of scary to me. But for now, I'll go ahead and cut to this little video that I cut together. It's about 1:40, 1:50, and it's called Meme of the Week.
Meme of the week, you people got to prove the time is coming. Meme of the week, you people got to stick to it and do it. Meme of the week, you people got to think about the future. Meme of the week, it's here, allow yourself to join the movement. Meme of the week, Meme of the week.
So you guys tell me what you think. It's cut together. There's 3 major edits in it, and because I didn't play it from beginning to end, I kind of tightened it up and stuff. And I think it works really well. And my plan is to kind of go over it and re-record it and stuff like that. But I think that I'm just going to keep this drum track, because this drum track, I don't know, it's there. So if I can chop it up and kind of like arrange the song, and I might have to add something to it, but I think I'm going to start with that, and I'm going to layer stuff back over the top of it and try to make a song out of it, and I'll post that stuff here. So be sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and thanks for watching. So I was watching this documentary, and I'd seen it a few times on Netflix, and I kind of just blew past it and stuff like that. And there's this guy who's got like this kind of long shaggy hair, and the vibe is kind of like 70s style. He's got these big bubble like Bono glasses, and like pre-Bono, like legit 70s, kind of got this like swanky hippie thing going on. The film's called Finding Sugar Man. And so the other night I just decided to, to check it out and watch it and see what it was all about. And actually it was pretty fucking good, man. It was really good. I guess it's from 2012. And I found that out after, I looked online just to kind of check it out a little bit more. And, also found out that it was an Oscar winning documentary. So, not to say that it wasn't Oscar worthy, but it was really, really solid. And I could see, why, they would give them an Oscar, I think, mostly because of the story. The story is amazing. Like, I was going to kind of, talk about it a little bit, but I think it's best just to let you guys check it out. So I'll leave a link below, to like the IMDB page or something like that, so you could check it out. But definitely check it out if you want. If you're into music, cool. If you're into like the 60s, cool. If you're into like, some information like what was going on with apartheid, cool. It's a trippy story. It's really, really cool. And it's like kind of like, it's kind of caught up to now, because like this music that this guy wrote is like 30 years old, but it spanned a generation, and I think it's still like popular today. So it's a very interesting thing to check out, and I would definitely check it out. Like I said, I'll leave a link below. So anyway, so it kind of inspired me to write this song. I was like hanging out in the kitchen, I was doing some dishes or something, and I just started humming this thing, like, whatever. And I just had my gear set up quickly, so I was able to go in and kind of just like put it down, like I was just coming up like vocals, like like I always do. I just kind of like come up with something, and so I started recording it, and one thing led to another, and I laid down a drum track, and I picked up the guitar and just put a quick little thing on the guitar and stuff like that, and I edited this down. It's not like, for me playing from beginning to start. There's like 3 major edits in it. So, but I think, it kind of comes together. It tightens it pretty well. In the Sugarman documentary, he always had something to say. He's a very political person. He wasn't like a righteous rebel political person. He was kind of like a soft-spoken, like shaman political, I don't want to even, what would I call him? He's not, it's just, it's different. I mean, he doesn't draw attention. I think that's, a huge part of his persona, is that he doesn't like to draw attention. And unfortunately, to like be big and hip, you kind of have to like draw attention, and you have to like want attention, and you have to like be that person for those people who are into you. And that's what's most intriguing about him as a human being, is that he's not into that, And so, this song, Meme of the Week, isn't necessarily about him, because he's got this cool name. His name is Sixtos. Oh my God, what is it? Fucking, his name is Sixtos Rodriguez, which I thought was a pretty cool name. But anyway, so this thing isn't about him, in general. It's kind of more about, his fire, and like, kind of like I'm looking at what he was looking at in the day, and I'm kind of looking at like what's going on now. And it seems like, the memes are this little bullet of information that's, very compact. There's depth to it, but there's not a lot of like, I don't know what I mean, there's depth to it because, I think there would be more impact than depth, because depth to me is like, there's history to it. There's information behind it. There's proof. There's corroboration, there's things, it's factual, that type of a thing. And sometimes memes are mean, sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're, just a joke, sometimes it's to show how ridiculous or absurd something is, sometimes, it's just downright nasty. But, I think what's interesting now, which to me seems almost a little bit scary, but like our discussing things is happening as much. It's kind of, you get these bullets of information with like a, some text and a visual, and it just sets your opinion, quickly, which to me I think is a little bit dangerous, and I was talking about this before, about how like, what the lyrics are kind of about is, it's kind of about that, and it's kind of about the lack of communication, and it's kind of about like, hey, recognize that, you need to dig a little deeper with some stuff. I know memes might not be the best, thing for that, but it's just like, setting somebody's opinion with just a little blip of information, to me, I think is, it's very powerful, but it's also kind of scary to me. Anyway, so I'm working on the lyrics, and the lyrics are going to kind of touch on that stuff. It's kind of like a political, rally song or whatever. It's kind of like, it was pulling from like the 70s, kind of like funk, political, movement songs and stuff like that. Like, it's not a funk song at all, but it's kind of like, that's where I drew my inspiration from, was that style of music. And there's something in there, there's like there's a groove to it. But anyway, so that's going to wrap it up for the video, for now. Be sure to stop back by, or subscribe actually. Yeah, be sure to subscribe, because I'm going to be posting some other stuff that I was wanting to do. Like I said, this one kind of just, it just came to me and I recorded it, and I just wanted to throw it out there to kind of, see if I can get some movement in the channel. And but be sure to subscribe so you can check out some other stuff, because I'll be posting like older material and the latest material. I think I'm going to be doing it at the same time. So anyway, so subscribe if you want to check it out, and thanks for watching.